God loves His creation, and as for the token of appreciation, He has awarded each one of us with a unique gift. He made some of us brave and courageous, and some of us beautiful. Some of us are blessed to have kind hearts, while some are blessed to have knowledge and wisdom. He made some of us honest and loyal, and made some of us rich. He also made some of us great leaders. But with all that, God has granted all of us a certain amount of time to live and then return to Him, which we all need to understand. In the old days, a king who was known as the most wisest among the all. People from far distances come to him to get advice for their problems. One day, the king was sitting on his throne. All of his advisors and ministers were also gathered in the castle. Many entertainers were performing their art to please him, but the king found nothing interesting that day and began to think. Moments later, the king stood and declared that within 3 days present me the greatest fool of my kingdom. As the order was from the king, the soldiers obeyed and spread out everywhere in the country and brought every single fool of the whole kingdom and presented them before the king. The king began to judge them one by one. Finally, he chose one man to be awarded with the title of the greatest fool. As an honor, the king took off the necklace and put it around the fool's neck. After receiving a valuable reward from the king, the foolish man, overjoyed and happily, went back to his home. Years later, the foolish man came up with the idea of meeting the king. The king was in a state of sickness, close enough to his death, and was lying on his bed. The fool entered the castle and requested to the guard that he want to meet the king. His request was reached to the king that few years ago a man who came first among the idiots has came to meet you. The king allowed meeting with him. The fool arrives, greeted the king, and asked, "Why is it that you are lying on the bed? Are you doing all right?" The king smiled and said, "I can't get up now. I'm going on a journey where there is no return, and to get there I have to lie down." The fool said in amazement at the king's words, "Do you want to stay there forever?" The king spoke helplessly, "Yes, I have to live there forever." The fool said to the king, "Then you have certainly built a great palace and beautiful gardens there. Essential goods and many servants must have been sent there already. The king cried out in agony. The fool was unable to understand why did the king cry out. The king replied, "No, I did not even build a hut there." The fool said to the king, "How is it possible? You are considered the best and the wisest among all the people. Of course, you must have arranged something better for your living there." The king wept bitterly and said, "I am sorry, I did not make any arrangements." There was a lot of pain and regret in the king's tone. The foolish man was listening to the king with amazement. The foolish man stood up, took the precious necklace from his neck, and put it around the king's neck and spoke. "You already knew that you have to go on a long journey, but you did not make any arrangements. You are a bigger fool than me. So the necklace which you gave me as a reward, I firmly believe that you deserve this more." My dear friends, this life is very short, and we don't know when death knocks on the door. Hurry to do good deeds as much as possible, because we still have time. What if the death came suddenly and we were left empty-handed and face humiliation in the hereafter? If you think this video has a positive energy and may be helpful to bring people closer to the God, then please do share with others.